Hello everyone, it is Canadagrass here with another video for TRON ARES. It comes out next month, and this is my last video on this. Previous ones will be linked at the end of the video. So this is Jodie Turner Smith on set playing the role of Athena, according to IMDb. And she's actually doing a scene with Jared Leto here, but you don't really see him very well. He's actually on the ground. There you can see part of him moving there. He's got the white lights on his body. They were filming out there for an entire night, and you see him getting up now after the scene is done. During the scene he's on the ground the whole time. There is another scene coming up where you'll see a little more of what's happening, but this was my angle for a good chunk of the evening. Unfortunately, it was buried behind all the equipment. So there he is walking to the set. You can notice in this, like I said, Jodie's lighting is red, which is, you know, the traditional color I associate with TRON outfits. His is white for some reason. And he had a red one earlier in filming at the start of the filming. So, I'm sure TRON fans will know why his is white, but I don't. But I did notice it, and I was like, that's interesting. So there you see she's throwing something, and he's on the ground. And I'm not sure if she's supposed to be throwing it at him, or if she's throwing it over him. It's a little hard to tell, obviously, because of the angle. But his entire scene here, he spends laying on the ground in the scene. So something has happened to him either before Jodie is there or from Jodie, or Athena, whichever you want to call her. And yeah, he spends most of the day just laying on the ground. So you see him getting up there. The lights on his uniform already turned off before he even got up. Oh, hers did too, actually. So you see, this is again just over and over again they do this scene. I kept filming it because I kept thinking, like, one of these times I'm going to get something interesting from Jared's side, but he unfortunately just never comes up during the scene. He only comes up after the filming has ended for the scene. And yeah, I mean, sometimes it's just like that, you know. Unfortunately, this was my view for a large portion of the night. I was on a deck that overlooked the street, and that's the only reason I was able to see anything. I had the advantage of about a 10-foot high range. There he is walking to set again. I'm now in a different spot. I'm standing up the street because I saw that there might be an opening, so I kind of walked up that way hoping it would lead to something. And outside of seeing him walk around, there wasn't much to it at that point. But I did finally, about an hour later, they started doing this part of the scene. So now you see where he's on the ground, and you can see Jodie actually turns around and motions towards something or someone. I don't actually remember that until watching it on the playback here. So I don't remember what the context was. But you can see Jared's character, it spends the whole time on the ground, and I don't know the context of why, but yeah, you can see a crushed up car behind him, by the way. There you can see it's been smashed up. Something's happened to that car. I don't know if it was a fender bender or if it was some action from one of the characters, but I also don't know if Jared's character was supposed to be in the car. It's always hard to know the context when you're only seeing part of a scene. That's why, you know, whenever I hear people like yap like, oh, spoilers, I'm like, dude, you're seeing 10 seconds of a 2-hour movie. You're not spoiled by anything. So yeah, this was a better angle for seeing the fact that, like, Jared is on the ground in the whole scene. But as you can also see, it didn't really give us a lot more info. We basically are seeing the same thing we were seeing from the other angle. So this was one video I did of one take they did of this scene in a different part of town on a different night. they did this drive-through, I think twice, and there's almost nothing to it. Like, it was a pretty uneventful drive, but I caught it this one time, thought I'd throw it in the video. And I'd seen better driving scenes from them, but you know, I videotaped it and it was there. So, but I don't know if they did more later, because yeah. Anyways, this is a scene Jared does, the only scene where he's standing in my video. He walks up the street and will walk into the middle of the intersection, and you can see here in this take there's no lighting on his outfit here. There you go, you see the camera come down and he looks off into the distance, and you notice behind him there's a big blue screen there. That's to cover a restaurant that's there, and you can see little lights on it. I believe there's going to be some CGI put in there to bring something to that screen. Excuse me. So yeah, that is what this scene is basically, and he just did this scene repeatedly that night. You can see there's other people there watching, standing beside where I was, just taking photos on their phone. But yeah, he looks off at something flying by in the distance. It might be that machine that we saw in my past videos that Jodie gets out of, but I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, again, it's always hard to know without more context of what's going on in the scene. But there was a lot of Jared on set this last couple of weeks, which was not usually the case. Most of the filming, outside of that first video I did where Jared was in the daytime scene, didn't really see him until this last week and a half of filming, and then he was everywhere. So yeah, a little bit of a late rush on content. Surprisingly, I never saw Gillian Anderson on set. I never saw a couple of the other people on set. I didn't see Hassan Minaj or Sarah Desjardins or any of those others from that first video ever again. So yeah, and here's some photos from the scene. Apologies for my video watermark being over top of the frame. I didn't realize I did that till right now, so I've got my photo watermark and my video watermark on there. Oops. But I mean, at the end of the day, you still get the point. These are just some of the photos I took from those nights and added them to the end of this video so that you could see a few of them. I will probably have a blog out with more of the photos eventually, closer to the release date, but that's only a maybe. I am far behind on doing blogs, and with low traffic turn on them lately, I kind of am not too motivated, but if I get enough interest in them, I might do one. But that's it for this video. That's it for TRON ARES, and I hope you enjoy the movie when it comes out in October of 2025. Thanks for watching. Bye.